I'm not playing as good as I can play. Just point blank. There's plays out there, the one to Brian, which I'm sure you guys saw, like that, just a throw you miss and turns into a turnover. And it's a game where the defense needed us to make some plays, to get some momentum, to settle in, to keep the ball.
Hello everyone, and welcome into the All Things Life and Sports podcast with Kylan Thomas. That's me, I'm your host, Kylan Thomas. We a day late, but it don't matter. Let's get into it. After every game, every week, we started off with a Gator chunk. Depending on how they do, win or lose, we're gonna get the full or we're gonna get a little bit. Today is the full. Coming off a win against Mississippi State. But I don't even want to start there. I don't want to start with the Gators. Let's get into this sorry team I have displayed on my shirt today. One thing about it, win, lose, draw, I'm a true fan. I'm going to stay a fan. But let's get into it. The Jacksonville Jaguars are absolutely abysmal. Abysmal. I'm so sick and tired of this team, of this franchise, of this coach, of this GM, who a lot of us were happy with some of the moves he's made. It's funny how things can change. Once, like they say, once football really starts to be played, once reality really kicks in, it's funny how opinions change, because we was all on Balky. Everybody loved the Balky this offseason. Yes, we said offensive line needed to be upgraded. You draft Anton, you bring in Mitch Morse, you pay Ezra Cleveland. So I'm getting too ahead of myself, because I'm ready to get into it, because this is like I said, we are in a horrible place where we should not be as a franchise. I'm sick of them making me look like a fool as a fan. I'm so sick of the Jaguars making me look like a fool. Before the season, I predicted on my own show, on my own podcast, that the Jaguars would win the division. I predicted we would win it easily because of everything we had around, because of the pieces that we brought in. Trevor's in his 4th year. Every single quarterback in our division is a second-year quarterback. D'Amico, second-year head coach. Titans head coach, first-year head coach. Steichen, second-year head coach. AR, second-year quarterback, who was hurt his first year, so didn't even get the full snaps. Everything is new when you got Trevor in his 3rd season with Doug. Give it granted, our DC is new, but everything around him is new. Press has been there. Our core pieces have been there. So that led to me, I don't see how, at least our division, how can we not beat AR, who we don't know what he's going to be. I said that. Colts fans ate me up. I said, is he going to be healthy? On top of his play, what is he going to be? We saw this when he played for the Gators. This is nothing new with him. So, on top of the Titans, I actually thought the Titans would be a lot better than people said they would be. We still early on. That defense is showing up. It's literally Will Levis. If he can just stop the boneheaded plays, they would be up in the division. Literally, like, Titans could be like, what, 2-1? Outside of boneheaded plays from Will Levis? That's why I'm like, they're a better team than I said they were going to be, a better team than people thought they were going to be. So let's get into it. I got some stats for y'all. You know, I'm a stat person, but then again, I'm not, because sometimes at the end of the day, it's about, bro. Stats is stats. But these stats today gonna tie into everything by these Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars. You just paid. Let me give y'all a list of who we paid. You know, you paid Ezra. You brought in Mitch Morse. We brought in Eric Armstead, Darnell Savage, Ronald Darby, Duvernay. We paid Tyson Campbell, paid Josh Hines Allen, and Trevor Lawrence. Okay? A lot of core pieces paid Evan Ingram on last season. Okay? So the time is out for the Jaguars to be that franchise that, oh, you don't pay your players, your good players. You don't keep your good players. I.e. what happened with Jalen Ramsey. That's really when that discussion started. So we started doing that. Shot started listening. I gotta pay my players, my homegrown players. Okay, cool. Trevor, $55 million a year. 8 straight starts. Guess. Before I tell y'all, you watching this, you listening to this. 8 straight starts. I want y'all to guess how many of those Trevor Lawrence has won. In 8 straight starts, I want y'all to guess and tell me out of those starts, how many has Trevor Lawrence won? I'll go ahead and tell you. None. Nada. 0. Trevor Lawrence is 0 for 8 in his last 8 starts. And then you fans, especially Jaguar fans, of like I tell y'all about it all the time. I am not your typical Jags fan that's I'm trying not to say what I want to say because I don't want my stuff to get killed before I can even get started. I'm not going, for lack of better terms, I'm not going to ride the coattails of every little single thing we do as a team, every single player. I'm not going to ride Trevor Lawrence coattails. A lot of y'all just love to ride Trevor Lawrence's coattails. I mean, it's like he can do no wrong. It's like he can't be better in no way, in no shape, in no form, in no capacity. Trevor Lawrence, there's nothing he needs to improve on. There's nothing he needs to be better on. But I tell you, he lost 8 straight starts. And the one win we had last season, C.J. Beathard was in a game. Now, do I think we could have beat the Panthers with Trevor? Yes. But looking at it now, I don't know, because the Browns are down there with the Panthers. They supposed to be that. We couldn't even get that done. Look at how we look this season. So I don't even want to say he could have beat them last season. It's like 8 straight losses. You couldn't have got a win out of there nowhere. You couldn't have got one win. I said, it's the NFL. You're going to lose, but damn, you're going to get one somewhere, one. Even the teams that's tanking, you're going to get one. That 0-16 season from the Browns, that's far and few between. You're going to get one. But not Trevor. Not the $55 million quarterback. Oh no, not him. According to CBS, Trevor, right now and going into week 4, Trevor is the 23rd ranked 23rd overall quarterback in the NFL right now. Let me tell y'all who he's ahead. Deshaun Watson, Will Levis, Gardner Minshew, Anthony Richardson, Malik Willis, Bo Nix, Jacoby Brissett, and Tim Boyd, who just came in for the Dolphins. That's the company. That's the rarefied air that Trevor Lawrence is in right now. Okay. Now, everybody like to talk about, the offensive line. That's like the talking point down here in Duval. Like, that's the main thing fans go to. Offensive line. Okay, let's get into that. Our O-line is the 24th ranked in pass block win rate. That's horrible. There's 32 teams. We are in pretty much where Trevor's ranked in amongst quarterbacks. That's where our offense is ranked as far as offensive linemen. In pressure rate, where Trevor is ranked 31st. So he get that pressure. But I feel like with him, it's about reading in pre-snap reads. But we'll get into that. 31st in pressure rate. Then sacks per drop back, 32nd. Okay. Now let's dive deeper into that, because I want to get deeper into that. Because I can give y'all these offensive line rankings, and then I'm going to tell us where we are offensively, because that's where I feel like the main struggle is offensively as a whole. Not everybody want to scream it's the defense when y'all was on Doug ass, because it seemed like he was throwing Nielsen under the bus against the Dolphins. Everybody was like, oh, we only gave up 20 points. It's the offense. Y'all couldn't score. We was up. How we looked in the first half. Then when the offense started bottling out and the defense had to go out literally every 5 seconds, it's like as soon as we get on the field, we coming off, and the defense got to keep going out, keep going out, keep going out, keep going out. It's like, what do you expect the defense to end? You're going to expect that play to eventually drop off. They're on the field majority of the game. But I digress. Y'all was on Doug for throwing Nielsen under the bus then, but now all of a sudden, because Trevor has to have every excuse under the book, now all of a sudden the defense is trash. Oh, they played horrible against Josh Allen. That one, no, we didn't get the ball first. That one, no, from the start, they ate us up. We are without our guy who we paid, hamstring. He just had a hamstring issue last year. I said before the season on my compadres show, I would have waited to pay him. I said in my podcast, I would have waited to pay him. He's coming off an injury. What has he shown to get the bag? And now look at this season. The first game, the hamstring is messed up. And he hadn't played since. We brought Nielsen in to be aggressive man defense, and he's without one of his top man corners because he's hurt. The same hamstring, the same issue. But it's everybody's fault. It's the defense. It's Nielsen need to go. And Nielsen shouldn't have never answered the call. None of this is on the offense. None of this is on Trevor. Only thing y'all like to blame on the offense is the offensive line. But let's get into it. Trevor, on the season, and it's all going to tie into, because the offensive line is ranked 24th. But Trevor has an average of 2.5 seconds in the pocket. Okay? Now remember that stat. That's important. Because I'm going to give one of his fellow NFL brethrens, I want to give his numbers and what he deals with and how his team is looking. Okay? I'm going to give that, and we're going to compare. Okay? Trevor so far has 89 attempts on the season, round up 53% completion. 53% completion is horrible when so far there's been 21 passes of 10 plus yards, 10 passes of 20 plus yards, 33 passes of 30 plus yards, 1 pass of 40 plus, 1 pass of 50 plus. Some of that's left out because that don't equal out to 89. Should have notated what website I got that from. But we can see, which we watch the games and see, majority of Trevor's throws are these little short dinking and dinking and dinking. Okay, we get on Doug press play calling. But I think in my mind, do they trust Trevor? Because after the interception he threw to Damar Hamlin, it's like, it makes you wonder, why don't they throw the ball down the field? When they see the pressure he gets, when he does get pressure, he gets pressure. Well, our offensive line is ranked 24th. And he has trouble with that pressure throwing the ball because of the pre-snap reads, which they said is communication. Doug, because Mia O'Brien asked him, and she asked him to clarify. So it's not communication in the helmet. It's the pre-snap, the communicating to the line, what you see, communicating to everybody what you see. That's where the issue is, okay? So that can play a role in the offensive line play as well, because he is not being communicated. The protection is not being communicated, or they're not hearing it. They need to clean that up. But the issue is pre-snap, in the pre-snap communication. And Trevor has not seen, or they as a whole have not seemed to get that going. So are Doug and Press in their mind just saying, well, we're just going to try to keep it short, get the ball out of his hands. They can't seem to get the communication together. And then when he finally get the time, he throw an interception, which we see a lot. He throwing balls high. So it's like, is the play calling trash? Is it trash for a reason? Do they not believe in Trevor? Which we see the disconnect between Wentz and Doug, that Wentz and Doug went through. Now we see where Carson Wentz at. I'm not saying Trevor gonna be that now, but I'm just saying, like, we so quick to blame everybody else. Anyway, Jaguars total our rank right now in total offense 27th. We're 16th, actually middle of the pack in run game. So we are running the ball a little bit. It's the pass. It's the pass when we want to drop back the pass. That's the issue. As an offense, we have 829 total yards. That put us with Carolina, Tennessee, Chicago, Cleveland, New England, all bottom of the road teams, and even all of those teams have wins. Every single one except for Tennessee, Carolina, Chicago, Cleveland, New England, all have at least one win. If Levis wasn't bonehead, literally, y'all, if we saw the turnovers Levis has had, it's like I could get in there and not do that. If he didn't have that, they would have wins. That's the company we're at. Trevor is in company with the Levises, Minshew's, Malik Willis's, Bo Nix, Jacoby Brissett's, Tim Boyles, Anthony C. Richardson. That's the company Trevor Lawrence is with. Okay? Now, I told y'all, keep that 2.5 pocket time that he has. Keep that in your mind. Trevor has been sacked 11 times. Keep that. Okay, so there are 6 quarterbacks with at least 11 sacks so far on the season. Okay. I'm gonna do a comparison. Trevor so far 11 sacks, average 2.5 seconds in the pocket. There's 6 QBs with at least 11 sacks. I'm gonna give y'all a comparison. Another notable QB with that time is C.J. Stroud, second-year quarterback in our division, who we hear over there down in Texas, they having O-line problems. They just got destroyed by the Vikings. I'm gonna give y'all what Stroud has been through. Stroud has also been sacked 11 times. Stroud has way more attempts than Trevor, more yards. Stroud has 2.2 average seconds in the pocket. Okay? So Stroud has less time than Trevor in the pocket. That 0.3 matter here. Texans offense is ranked 11th. Texans offense is ranked 11th. Jaguars offense is 27th. Same issue. Coach C.J. Stroud going through the same issue with his O-line. Okay? Texans run game is 17th. So Jaguars and Texans are neck and neck. Jaguars 16th, Texans 17th in run game. So how is he able to power his team to a middle of the pack offense with the same issue of the offensive line? There's quarterbacks out here that can perform with middle O-line play. If you think about it, it ain't that many teams with stout O-line play. And Trevor seems to be the type of quarterback that everything needs to be perfect around him. And that's not a generational quarterback. That's not a guy you pay $55 million. As an athlete, sure, fine. Yes, I love it. Go ahead and give me all this money. As a fan, as the owners, when you got a salary cap, this is why the discussion is going. This is why Cam, what he said what he said about Dak getting paid. We have to stop just giving these players money just to reset the market, and they have not shown anything. I said we should have waited to pay Trevor. Coming off of last season, we got all the excuses in the book for last season. Injuries. Christian Kirk was gone, who's been non-existent this season. And it's worse this year. Jaguars had the largest halftime deficit in the first half. After all we've been through as a franchise, Thursday night against the Bills was the worst that offense has ever looked in the first half. With a $55 million quarterback that you just paid. So that's what we going through as a franchise right now. Now, let's get into the defense. Because let me chop this down real quick. Cause y'all are just so adamant that our defense is just so trash after we were just all on their tip after they beat the Dolphins. After we lost to the Dolphins, we was all on their tip. Oh, they only gave up 20 points to the Dolphins. Oh, we only gave up 18 points to the Browns. And when did they start giving up those points though? When they started giving up those points to the Dolphins? After we couldn't score no more. When the offense would literally go on the field and come right back off, go on the field and come back off, go on the field and come right back off. When did we start giving up those points to the Dolphins? See, y'all have to take that in consideration when it comes to defenses. As I said, granted, outside of Thursday night against the Bills, the defense has done what they're supposed to do. Yes, they're going to give up a big play here and there. That's where the bend don't break come from. They gave up the touchdown to the Browns and they didn't give up no more. Now, granted, I get it. Can we get, and then the penalties, when we get people off the field, the penalties, yes, that's discipline. And I get that too. We have 0 takeaways. That's dead last. I get that. Can we not give up a field goal every time? I get that. Trust, I get that. But we acting like the way now for all these excuses after one bad, which is I said, literally one bad game against the Bills where they were horrible the whole game from start to finish. Y'all want to be all on the defense and Ryan Nielsen tip? After we was just raving about them, we was just on Doug for throwing Nielsen under the bus because y'all trying to find every excuse in the book for Trevor. But me being objective, I'm gonna do what I do now. I'm gonna be honest. Our defense overall is ranked 26th in the NFL. And that's because of that. Our pass defense is horrible. Our pass defense is 30th, which I said they gave up big. They giving up the big plays. I feel like that one big play to Tyreek Hill alone has really brung them down to 30th. They gonna give up some they gonna give up a big play. But our rush defense is 11th. I said our defense needed to be top 8 to 10. Rush defense, we about there. We need to get the pass defense going, which is where that man comes in. When you got players like Montero Brown, who I love Montero Brown, he gonna tackle. One thing about Montero, he is gonna tackle you, baby. But he letting them catch it to tackle. Can you knock some down? Can you be with him to maybe, stop him from catching it, get an interception? It's like he's going to tackle, but they're going to catch it on him. You can't. It's hard to play man with corners like that. The team is gonna be able to drive down the field. But that's why I said that nobody is not at fault at all. The defense does need to be better because I said they need to be 8 to 10. We're not 8 to 10. Even if the pass defense comes down a little bit, we're not gonna be 8 to 10. But let me give y'all this. Pass defense. Y'all wanna know who dead last? Baltimore. But I guess Baltimore is one of the think if I remember the top 3, I think the top offense. But which that Baltimore pass defense, I think that Cowboys alone brought them, that game alone brought them down, because that was horrible. How y'all letting them come back like that? But let me give y'all some teams, because we talking about our defense. And I'm really about to tie everything together. Because it just going to show Trevor, he's not the quarterback that's going to be able to uplift regardless of the situation. Let me give y'all this. Teams literally right above us. We're 26. These teams are 25th, 24th, 23rd. Philadelphia, Baltimore, Kansas City. Those 3 teams are literally them, then us. Okay? I just gave you probably 3 of the top offenses to overcompensate a poor defense. But see, we can't get that. Right below us, Tampa Bay, Dallas, Washington, Rams. Right below us, which these defenses are ranked worse than our defense. Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Washington, Rams. But you want to know how they compensate for that? Want to know how they got wins? Tampa Bay is the 9th total offense. Baltimore is the ranked first total offense. Washington, with a rookie quarterback and a new head coach in Dan Quinn, 6th total offense. Rams, 19th total offense. So the issue is our offense, our quarterback is not able to overcompensate for lackluster defense right now. That's what I say. It's still early, and this can even out. These things can go wrong, because you do need to play defense. Now you do gotta stop somebody now. But as of right now, our offense can't compensate for bad defense, as y'all say, which I don't think we're bad at all. I think they get tired of having to come onto the field every 5 minutes. But you just paid Joshua Hines-Allen. We screaming about no pressure. We do not get no pressure on the quarterback, which is a bad thing when you're playing man-to-man. He does look bigger, thicker. He just got paid. I told y'all, it's something about when the players show up in their contract year, they ball out. I told y'all y'all gonna start listening to me, man. But see, y'all, I've been told you not a real Jaguars fan. You not a true Jaguars fan. I'm telling y'all gonna start listening to me. But anyway, let's get into my Gators. No more time on the Jaguars. Trevor's the takeaway from that is it's not all on the defense, it's not all on the offensive line, it's not all on Doug, it's not all on Trevor. But we just need to accept, which I've been accepted a long time ago, that Trevor Lawrence is not the generational quarterback that we thought he would be. He is the type of quarterback that needs everything around him to be good, perfect. And the sooner y'all accept that, the sooner maybe we'll understand what's going on with the Jaguars, what's going on with our team. Now, on to my Gators. And we're going to be on them really quickly because they won. But Billy, this rotating quarterbacks, every third snap, terrible idea. Graham was cooking. And I'm going to give DJ the benefit of the doubt. Whoever you decide to go with, if they are cooking, let them cook. There was no reason. I get we want DJ to play. I'm okay with the packages. At a certain point in the game where if looking at our schedule, I don't know if we'll be able to do this again. But if we're ever able to build up enough lead or give them time to get in, put them in that way. Put them in like a package type thing. But going into the game, knowing every third snap DJ's going to play, I don't like that. And I wouldn't like that. If DJ played, I don't like that when Graham played. If that quarterback is cooking, let them cook. Don't do no switching out. Now, we beat Mississippi State, who is literally bottom of the barrel SEC, 45-28. This defense still gave up 28. We still had to play and show up offensively that whole entire game. And what got us was the rushing attack. Mississippi State play calling, now their play calling, their coaching was horrible, because I saw the way, if I'm seeing the way that Florida defense got gashed in the run game, I would have just kept running it. They'll run, and then come away from it. Run, and then come away from it. I would have just kept running, because you have Daniels go for 14 carries, 77 yards, a touchdown. Booth goes for 16 carries, 75 yards, a touchdown. Lee, he just looked like Butterball, goes for 8 carries, 52 yards, and their quarterback went for 12 carries, 32 yards, and a touchdown. Literally, 3 of their touchdowns came from the run game. I would have kept gashing it. Now, this Florida defense is going to have to show up against UCF, and for the rest of the season, ranked total defense, we are ranked 112th. Our rushing defense is 107th. UCF is the first ranked team in rushing. We are going to have this week, Florida, this bye week. Get y'all minds right, or RJ Harvey from UCF gonna eat our ass up. They gonna tear our ass up. UCF, I don't think UCF coaching gonna be done. If they see they gashing us, they gonna come away from the run game. Our D-line is horrible. Interiorly, our D-line is horrible. Big dude, Watson, 21, he don't do nothing. Like they just talk about him. They talk about his size. Like he is not dominant like he should be. And then I watch him. Like I say, I'm gonna watch him. He'll do it like, and they snap, he'll do a little pity pat. It's like, bruh, for you to be that size, you ain't dominant at all. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Come on, D-line. Mississippi State is bottom of the barrel, and y'all just let them just run all over y'all. I ain't about to run my blood pressure up about the Gators, though. They won, but things are gonna have to be fixed against UCF and going against the future teams in the season. Maybe this bye week is good for them. Now, to recap, college football. Colorado had a great win against Baylor. Came back and got the touchdown, then forced OT, got the touchdown. Shador, they play UCF this week. That is going to be interesting. That is going to be an interesting game. I do not think they're going to win it. We were just talking about that run game. Colorado D-line, you're gonna have to come ready. Gonna have to come ready to play, man, cause they gonna run the ball now. You know what I'm saying? They're going to run the ball, and in running the ball, that's gonna keep Shador off the field. Now that may be a good thing, cause he ain't gonna get just beat up. But they gonna run the ball. If y'all can't stop them, they gonna stay on the field. And that's gonna keep Shador on the sideline. But great win from Colorado. On to recap the NFL this past week. Texans, like I said, they got absolutely obliterated. The Vikings. Are the Vikings for real? Packers, Malik Willis was able to get the revenge against his former team in the Titans. Yeah, like I said, before the season, I thought the Titans would look a lot better than they have. Again, it's still early. Hell, we may end up getting our stuff together and looking a lot better. But hey, we'll see. Justin Fields, after all the talk, I'm happy for Fields. After all the talk about this man this offseason, he's came into the Steelers and he is 3-0. You know what? Manage the game. Win the game. I got a great defense behind me. I ain't got to do too much. Win the game. And Fields is now 3-0, and look at what the Bears going through. And 49ers, 49ers has so much injuries. Hargraves is now out with a torn biceps. Christian McCaffrey is out. Deebo Samuel is out. And trust me, I know about Deebo because I have him on my fantasy team. 49ers, as we see, they're missing the key, especially on offense, 2 key players. How has Brock Purdy looked in missing those 2 key players so far? They just lost to the Rams. And then Baltimore, you almost let the Cowboys come back and beat y'all. Again, I love to say Dak is a front runner, But can we really say that was front running? Because they ended up actually having a chance to win the game. And then Lamar said no, got the run for the first down. And granted, he was angry that Marlo went live, because I'm with you, because that should not have been a game the Cowboys were able to come back into. That Ravens defense got horrible, but the Ravens offense kind of got away from the run game. But I said, we saw it was Derrick Henry's breakout game. I told y'all can go back and look at it. If they run him, I said it was going to be his breakout game, which was going to lead them to the win. And lastly, Jaden Daniels absolutely shredded on Thursday Night Football. I know, I'm sure a lot of us, especially as Jaguar fans, turned over to that game because of what we were watching. I was not going to keep witnessing that. But then it's just like, how can players like Jaden Daniels drop dimes to his receivers? Then I got a fourth-year quarterback who just got paid $55 million, can't stand in there and take a hit and drop a dime to somebody. But that's it. That's all for me. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for listening. I'm going to come back here next week. I hope then the Jaguars, we got to face the Texans. We got to go against the Texans and just got absolutely obliterated by the Bills. The Texans just got absolutely obliterated by the Vikings. So coming in, we know the Texans are going to be mad. But are we going to be mad? We said we was going to be mad after the Dolphins. We said we was going to be mad after the Browns. I'm sure they're saying now, oh, no more. That's why they're saying no more time for talk, because we've been doing all the talking. Oh, we mad after the Browns. We mad after the Dolphins. I don't think they mad. I think Texans gonna obliterate us. That's it. That's all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for listening. Remember, make sure everything done for y'all try to have fun. Peace.